Okay, welcome back. Lesson 24. I do not perceive my own best interests. This was one of my favorites so far. I found it really satisfying. I think it's a brilliant idea that we would really, what came up for me was the way that we were asked to look at situations that feel, what's the word they used? Okay, it says unresolved situations that you're currently concerned about. So in our practice period, we were asked to close our eyes and spend 2 minutes. So the dial has been turned up a little bit. So 5 practice periods, 2 minutes each. Honestly, a couple I didn't time them, but I spent what felt like 2 minutes. It just felt longer than 1 minute, and I just did the best that I could. So it says the practice periods begin with repeating today's idea, followed by searching your mind with eyes closed for unresolved situations about which you're currently concerned. The emphasis should be on uncovering the outcome you want. This I thought was so fascinating because I could see for myself that so often when I'm thinking of unresolved situations, I'm not coming from the point of view of, okay, what is it I'd really like here? Often I'm ruminating on what I don't like, and I'm future forecasting things being bad. And I think I said in a different video, sometimes I'm planning the speech I'm going to give, or, not in front of an audience, but like what I'm going to say in my defense. So it was fascinating for me to look deeply at situations. And it said, in some way, it said this, better to look deeply at something than to let your mind go to all kinds of things that are unresolved. Because that actually did happen to me today. I noticed, since the lesson is I do not perceive my own best interest, I noticed that in many situations, I was experiencing contradictory goals. And so I felt like the practice itself was very powerful. When I did the practice periods, I did notice all the varied thoughts I had about unresolved situations in my life, which were completely contradictory. And that's what the lesson is talking about. It's saying from the very beginning, in no situation that arises do you realize the outcome that would make you happy. Therefore, you have no guide to appropriate action, no way of judging the result. What you do is determined by your perception of the situation, and that perception is wrong. It is inevitable then that you will not serve your own best interest. And it goes on. And a couple examples that came to me to share was like an unresolved situation that's recurring in my life is just this feeling that I can't necessarily do what I want. Like I can't have both of my hands at the same time all the time. So the other day I was making a salad, and having a 14-month-old who wants to be up by the counter and seeing what I'm doing, she would want to touch everything. I try to like keep her busy, give her something, chop, 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 keep her busy, chop, chop, chop. This day that I'm thinking of, nothing I was giving her was working. So I noticed this thing came up, this upset feeling, like I just want to cut vegetables, and it seemed like in my mind I had the goal of making the salad, right? And at the same time, I have a bigger goal of being a kind, patient, loving mom. Now, it doesn't mean I'm trying to be perfect. It just is when my goal is, and I've had this issue come up a lot recently, in the past months, of becoming a mom and a wife and working and all that balance is that my goal was so narrow. It was like, I just want to make the salad. And it seemed like at that time, I would like to just make the salad, but what does that mean? It means I'd like to put my daughter in a straitjacket, or where would I put her? Like, I just want to make a salad in peace. So do I want to send her to daycare? Like, I have to be aware of what the goal is that's operating in my mind that causes the upset, because, oh, if this is my goal and I can't achieve it, then I'm frustrated. What I've started to do is be like, wait, what's the bigger goal? Okay, to be a patient mom. The salad will happen at some point. And so that came up when I read this lesson is I don't always perceive my best interest. I don't always perceive the full picture, and my perception can be very limited at times, especially when I'm upset. And so, so it says at the end, if these exercises are done properly, you will quickly recognize that you are making a large number of demands of this situation which have nothing to do with it. You will also recognize that many of your goals are contradictory, that you have no unified outcome in mind, and that you must experience disappointment in connection with some of your goals, however the situation turns out. So I was having goals in my family. I want to get everything done. I want to be on top of it. I want to be able to kind of manage everything. And the goal of being nice to my family members was getting at the back burner, and then it was creating a lot of conflict. So what I'm excited about is this is again showing us what came to me earlier was the line in the course that says, and earlier in the text that says actually I don't know where it is. It says you're much too accepting of mind wandering. It's not the way it goes. Basically, you let your mind run amok and you kind of believe all these contradictory things at the same time, and you find yourself, you're not happy. So what we're being asked to do is to continually be willing and begin to see that we may want someone else to help us because we don't perceive our own best interest. Our mind throws us thoughts, we run with them, we're ping-ponging, we're upset, we're confused, we're torn. And so what I love about this is we're bringing it all to the light and saying, oh, well, I guess, if I just want to make a salad with no interruptions, I'm going to have to think about daycare or make salads when she's sleeping. It's just kind of like, if my goal is seriously to make a salad in peace instead of being at peace in general, well, I'm going to have conflict because, I hope you get the point. I've tried, but I loved this lesson because I love searching my mind. I love seeing what's in there, knowing that I'm bringing more and more and more and more awareness into my life, and that is healing. That is making me happy, truly happy. So stay tuned. Here we go. We're on to number 25, which is a very, very popular one. Okay.